I watched Iron Lung, Markiplier's debut into the world of cinema, and I have a lot to say. I will also do my best to keep this spoiler-free. And for the record, I attended the movie in my Unisonus merch, Memento Mori. I'm quite familiar with Mark's other projects like Heist, In Space, Edge of Sleep, etc., and have loved all of them. So I went into this with high expectations, and despite those high expectations, I was still blown away at how much I loved this movie. It was one of the coolest and most unique experiences I have ever had with a movie. Once we got back to the car, me and my buddy could not stop talking about it. Is it a perfect movie? No, there are some flaws. But in my opinion, this movie does a lot of things right. Iron Lung is a little over 2 hours long. Sometimes it can feel a little slow, but I wasn't really bothered by it that much. As someone with zero knowledge of the video game, it gave me time to get immersed into the world and get to know Simon as a character. Another criticism I've seen brought up is that it would have been nice to have subtitles because sometimes it was hard to make out what was being said. Personally, I'm not a big subtitles guy. I didn't mind it, but I can still see where that critique is coming from. Now to get into what I love about this movie. Iron Lung takes place 99% of the time inside a submarine, but the movie does a fantastic job of communicating the scale of the world outside of it through amazing sound design. The additional voice performances helped fill in gaps of the story. The use of the submarine's camera was a super cool way of giving us glimpses of the outside world. The set of the submarine itself looked great, and they used every nook and cranny of that submarine to film this movie. I obviously wasn't there when they made it, but just from watching it, I would guess that most of this movie was made with practical effects. I think Mark has even said they broke some sort of record for the most fake blood, and the practical effects all looked great. And even when we did get more visual effect heavy shots, it blew me away how cool they looked. There was one in particular that I'm not going to spoil that I literally audibly whispered, "Wow," while it was happening on screen. The soundtrack was also really good. At no point did it feel like the music took me out. It only ever added to the scenes. Iron Lung doesn't give you all the answers, and I love that. It leaves you wanting to know more despite literally just seeing what can happen if you try. I have zero knowledge of the Iron Lung video game, so I can't judge how good of an adaptation it is. But from what I've seen online, it looks like fans of the game are generally pretty happy with the film. One aspect I haven't talked about yet is the main character, who is played by Mark himself. And for a solid 90-95% of the movie, he is the only character we spend time with, and that means a lot is riding on Mark's performance. I think he did a fantastic job. In the early stages, I couldn't help but see Markiplier because I've been following him for years now. But as the movie goes on, it was less and less about watching Markiplier the YouTuber and more about watching Simon the convict. And I think over the course of the film, you can see Mark gets more comfortable and familiar with the character. By the end of the film, I was all in on Simon and hoping he could do what needs to be done and make it out alive. But that's not all. Something else I've thought about and come to realize is that Iron Lung isn't just a box office success. It was the #1 movie in America the day it came out and ended the weekend at #2, just a few million behind #1. And #1 was a Disney movie. The success of Iron Lung goes beyond the numbers. It is a story and inspiration. This is a big win for independent film. Mark has been an inspiration to so many, including myself, and continues to do so with Iron Lung. Something he said a couple years back really resonated with me. That being, inspiration is the most valuable currency that humanity will ever have. Overall, while Iron Lung is not without some flaws, I think it is an amazing movie. Mark and the rest of the crew did a fantastic job. I cannot wait to see what Mark does next.